Fresh peonies catch the late afternoon sunlight streaming through my apartment windows as I arrange them in the crystal vase Mom gave me last Christmas. The flowers add a touch of celebration to my modestly decorated living room, though the bare walls still echo Brandon's comment about my minimalist tendencies. The clock on the microwave blinks 4:45. Guests arrive at 6, giving me just enough time to finish the appetizers and maybe steal a quick shower. My stomach flutters a familiar sensation these past 3 weeks. Morning sickness, masked as pre-party jitters. I pause at the kitchen counter, hand drifting to my still flat abdomen. The secret I've carried feels both terrifying and wonderful. After 4 years together, Brandon and I are finally ready for this next step. Well, I know I am. Tonight will tell me if he is too. My engagement finger catches the light still bare. But maybe that will change soon. The thought sends another flutter through my stomach, this one purely nerves. "Happy birthday to me," I whisper, practicing my surprised face in the reflection of the kitchen window. The expression looks forced. I've never been good at hiding my emotions, which makes keeping this pregnancy secret even harder. The door lock clicks and my heart jumps. Brandon walks in carrying a small box wrapped in silver paper, topped with a precise bow. His presence fills the doorway all, broad-shouldered, wearing that charcoal suit I bought him for Christmas. "You're home early," I say, wiping my hands on a dish towel. Couldn't miss the birthday girl's big entrance. He sets the gift on the counter, careful not to disturb my neat rows of stuffed mushrooms. The place looks great. "Thanks to Marcy." I gesture at the fresh flowers. "She stopped by earlier with these." Brandon nods, but doesn't really look at the flowers. His attention stays fixed somewhere over my shoulder, that distant look I've noticed more often lately. The one I've been trying to ignore. The party starts exactly at 6, because my friends know my thing about punctuality. Marcy arrives first with a bottle of wine and a warm hug. Then Sarah from accounting, followed by my old college roommate Jillian, who squeals over the appetizers. The room fills with conversation and laughter, the kind of cozy gathering I love best. I stick to club soda, blaming a fictitious morning meeting for avoiding alcohol. No one questions it. My hand keeps straying to my stomach when I think no one's watching. At 8, Brandon clears his throat and taps his glass with a spoon. The conversation dies down as everyone turns toward him. My chest tightens with anticipation. "Everyone," he says, "I have something special for the birthday girl." He retrieves the silver box from the counter and holds it out to me. "Happy birthday, Camille." The box is lightweight, barely there in my hands. I'm aware of everyone watching Marcy with her phone raised to capture the moment, Jillian practically vibrating with excitement beside me. Inside the box, a single folded note rests on a bed of tissue paper. My fingers tremble as I open it, expecting a romantic message, maybe even a proposal. The words punch the air from my lungs. "I'm leaving you. You're aimless, and I deserve better." I read it 3 times, the letters swimming before my eyes. Someone laughs nervously, probably thinking this is some kind of joke. The front door closes with a soft click. Brandon is gone. "Camille?" Marcy's voice seems to come from very far away. "What is it?" The note shakes in my hand. I want to crumple it, burn it, make it disappear. Instead, I carefully fold it and place it back in the box. "He's been seeing someone else," I hear myself say. The words come out steady, surprising me. I suspected, but the rest dissolves in my throat. I think of the charge on our credit card statement last month. Mountain Laurel Resort, $1,400. The texts I glimpsed on his Apple Watch from someone saved only as M. All the signs I chose to ignore because I wanted so badly to believe in our future. The party fractures into awkward whispers and concerned glances. Someone touches my shoulder. Someone else starts gathering plates. I stand frozen in my own living room while my carefully planned evening crumbles around me. "Let me stay tonight," Jillian says, already reaching for her overnight bag. She keeps one in her car, perpetually ready for impromptu sleepovers like we're still in college. "No." The word comes out firmer than I intended. "Thank you. But no. I need to think clearly now. Everything has changed." The apartment empties slowly, each guest hugging me too tightly on their way out. Marcy lingers longest, helping me wrap leftover food I know I won't eat. In the kitchen, my birthday cake sits untouched, the careful frosting spelling out, "Happy 35th, Camille," in swooping blue letters. When I'm finally alone, I rest my hand on my stomach. "It's just us now, little one," I whisper to the quiet apartment. The candles on my cake remain unlit, wishes left unspoken. In the sink, a champagne flute still holds the club soda I pretended was champagne, waiting to toast a celebration that never came. I pour it out, watching the bubbles fade down the drain. Brandon thought he was writing an ending tonight. He had no idea he was only writing the beginning. I cleared the room a bit and went to lie down on the bed, thinking about what actions to take next. Next morning, the first thing I do is look for the bank accounts. Numbers never lie. My fingers hover over the keyboard as I stare at our joint bank statement, my accountant's mind already cataloging the patterns. The morning sun streams through my home office window, catching the screen where I've organized our financials into precise rows and columns. Brandon left 12 hours ago. I haven't slept. $1,400 charge at Mountain Laurel Resort last month. Dinner for two at Laurent's $245 on Valentine's Day when he told me he was working late. A jewelry purchase from Tiffany's that never made its way to my finger. The evidence builds in tidy Excel cells, each transaction a brick in the wall of his deception. My tablet chirps with a calendar reminder. The sound startles me, and I knock over the cold cup of tea Jillian brought earlier. As I mop up the spill, a notification appears: Brandon's Apple ID requesting password verification. He'd always used the same password for everything, despite my warnings about digital security. My fingers type it automatically. Junior Ye, 98 reals. His email inbox opens like a door I should have known about months ago. The first message I see is from Melinda Ashworth. My throat tightens as I recognize the name she'd been in their college study group, recently divorced. The subject line reads, "After last night." I scan through months of correspondence, my accountant's detachment crumbling with each message. They'd been planning this since January. Every business trip, every late meeting, every weekend, conference all carefully orchestrated. He even had an apartment viewing scheduled for next week. The pregnancy test stick still sits on my bathroom counter, 2 pink lines like an equal sign mocking my calculations. I open a fresh spreadsheet. Column A, monthly expenses. The apartment lease, $1,950, 16 months remaining. Utilities average $235. Health insurance through my firm, $380. The numbers dance across my screen as I type, each one cutting deeper than Brandon's goodbye note. My savings account balance glows accusingly, $18,400. It had seemed like such a responsible cushion yesterday. Today it feels like trying to break a fall with tissue paper. A knock at the door makes me jump. "Camille?" Jillian's voice carries through the wood. I brought real breakfast this time, no more granola bars. I open the door to find her juggling a bakery box and 2 coffee cups. She takes one look at my face and sets everything down. "You haven't slept." "I've been reviewing the financials." My voice sounds strange in my ears, too controlled. "Did you know the average cost of raising a child in North Carolina is—" "Stop." Jillian grabs my shoulders. "You need to eat something, then we'll make lists. I know you love lists." The smell of fresh croissants turns my stomach, but I take a small bite to appease her. As I chew, my phone buzzes. A text from Marcy. "I have 3 clients with mother-in-law suites. Just say the word." Another message arrives from my supervisor. "Take the time you need. Your projects are covered." The kindness in these simple offers cracks something in my chest. "I have options," I tell Jillian, reaching for my laptop. "I just need to calculate." My phone rings. Brandon's mother's name appears on the screen. My hand shakes as I answer. "Camille?" Sarah's voice trembles. "Brandon just called. He's staying at Melinda Ashworth's condo in Biltmore Park, he told me." "Oh, sweetheart, what happened?" The final piece clicks into place. I thank her, my voice steady, and end the call. "I need to see my doctor," I tell Jillian. Then a lawyer. The morning stretches into the afternoon. My doctor confirms what I already know: 8 weeks, strong heartbeat, everything normal. I sit alone in the sterile exam room, watching the ultrasound screen show the first glimpse of my child. The technician asks if I want to wait for the father. I shake my head. After the regular procedure, I leave the hospital, heading to the lawyer's office. The family law office smells like leather and lemon polish. The attorney, a woman with silver hair and kind eyes, listens without interrupting as I outline the situation. Her pragmatic nods remind me of mother. "North Carolina has strong laws protecting unmarried mothers," she says, sliding a folder across her desk. "Let's discuss your options." The plan is made and refined, so the next thing to do is to go to another bank and open a new account. By sunset, I've opened a new bank account at a different institution. Half our joint savings now rests safely under my name alone. Back at home, the apartment manager, a grandmother who calls me honey, helps arrange for the locks to change tomorrow. In my home office, I create a new spreadsheet. This one isn't for expenses or projections. In clear, precise columns, I document every conversation, every email, every financial transaction that might matter later. My hands no longer shake as I type. The living room still smells like yesterday's party food. I should clean it up more, but instead I find myself recording a video on my phone. Today is April 19th. I say to the camera, I'm documenting the current situation regarding my pregnancy and relationship status with Brandon Mitchell for potential legal proceedings. My voice remains professional, the same tone I used presenting financial reports to clients. I list dates, reference emails, explain the timeline of both the pregnancy and his affair. Everything captured in clear, irrefutable detail. The medical records from today's appointment go into a fresh manila folder. The lawyer's paperwork in another. I label everything with my usual precision, adding a draft of proposed custody arrangements in my neat handwriting. A final email arrives as I'm finishing confirmation from Brandon's HR department that his departure was voluntary, not a layoff. I save it carefully, then close my laptop. In the kitchen, I pour a glass of water and rest my hand on my still flat stomach. The secret of this life inside me feels different now, no longer a joyful surprise to share, but a shield to hold close until I'm ready, until everything is in place. The birthday flowers still stand in their crystal vase, petals beginning to curl. I gather them up and drop them in the trash, my movements exact and deliberate. Then I pull out a fresh legal pad and begin to write, Proposed Co-Parenting Agreement. The numbers don't lie, neither will I. But some truths need to be held close, deployed only when the time is right. I've always been good with calculations. This one just happens to be the most important math I've ever done. The next day, the measuring tape snaps back into its metal case with a sharp click. I mark the window dimensions on my notepad, each number precise and clean. Brandon's heavy mahogany desk still dominates the room, but not for long. The nursery needs natural light. Are you sure about this? Jillian stands in the doorway, holding a cardboard box labeled, Brandon, Office. We could wait another week. My hand drifts to the slight curve of my stomach, now visible at 14 weeks. The baby won't wait. We work in silence, dismantling his presence piece by piece. Each item tells its own story: the business award from last March, his collection of leather-bound books, the expensive fountain pen I gave him for Christmas. I wrap each one in paper, nestle them into boxes with mathematical precision. No room for broken pieces. The next morning, his toiletries vanish from the bathroom counter. I line up my prenatal vitamins in their place, neat soldiers standing guard over my future. The prescription bottle casts a long shadow in the morning light. 12 weeks until the second trimester screening. 26 until my due date. Numbers I can trust. My therapist calls these acts of removal reclaiming space. I call them survival. The calendar on my kitchen wall blooms with blue ink. OB appointments, birthing classes, budget reviews. Between the lines, I track the slow erosion of my savings. Rent, $1,950. Utilities, $285. Heath insurance, $480. The future reduced to simple arithmetic. You can't control everything, Marcy tells me over our weekly dinner. She slides a stack of daycare brochures across the table. But you can be prepared. The brochures join my growing collection of spreadsheets and resource lists. A paper trail of single motherhood, every possibility calculated down to the penny. Some nights I dream in Excel cells and balance sheets. With such preparation, another week passes as well. My first prenatal yoga is on Monday the following week. The class feels like entering a foreign country. 20 women in various stages of pregnancy, their bodies mapping out my future. The instructor, Sarah, has steel gray hair and eyes that miss nothing. You're new, she says, helping me arrange my mat. And alone. Yes. She nods, adjusting my pose with gentle hands. So was I, 30 years ago. Come early next week, I'll show you modifications for back support. The support arrives in unexpected ways. My supervisor, Jack, rearranges team assignments to give me more remote work options. Stocks my freezer with homemade meals. Even Brandon's mother calls weekly after somehow learning about the pregnancy. "I don't know what happened between you two," she says during one call, her voice crackling over the speaker. "But this baby is family." The hardest part isn't the morning sickness or the financial Tetris. It's the questions at work. "Where's Brandon? Taking some time apart?" The concerned looks, the awkward pauses. I master the art of redirect and deflect. "How's the Morrison audit coming along? Did you see the new lunch place downstairs? Actually, I need your input on this spreadsheet." With days passing, my body changes slowly, then all at once. At 14 weeks, nothing fits right. My blouses strain across the chest, my slacks dig into my waist. I catch my coworker Diane studying my growing belly during a meeting. Her eyes drop when I meet her gaze. The next day, a maternity catalog appears on my desk at office. Inside, a sticky note. "The black pants on page 12 got me through 2 pregnancies. Size up." I order 3 pairs. The text from Brandon arrives at 16 weeks. My phone lights up during a client call. "We need to talk." My fingers hover over the keyboard. Delete, block, respond. 1,000 possibilities, each with its own consequence. I set the phone face down and finish my presentation. 3 days later, Marcy brings the news over Sunday brunch. "Melinda left him. Apparently she didn't know about you until last week, and his firm is downsizing. He's being let go next month." The eggs on my plate grow cold as I process this information. 6 months ago, this news would have shattered me. Now it feels like data points in a larger equation. "He'll come back," I say, spreading jam on my toast. Men like Brandon always do. And when he does, I think of the legal papers in my desk drawer, the careful calculations of child support and custody arrangements, the script I've practiced with my therapist until the words feel carved in stone. Then I'll be ready. The cafe I choose for our meeting next Wednesday sits at the corner of Market and Pine. Floor-to-ceiling windows, plenty of exits, security cameras by the register. I arrive 20 minutes early to claim the corner table. My lawyer's card burns in my pocket like a talisman. The outfit I select broadcasts its own message. Charcoal gray sheath dress, elegant but practical. The fabric skimmed my pregnancy without hiding it. Professional makeup, hair pulled back in a smooth chignon. Battle armor for the corporate world. I arrange the documents on the table. Custody agreement, child support calculations, proposed visitation schedule. Each page tabbed and annotated in my precise handwriting. No detail left to chance or emotion. My rehearsed opening line waits on my tongue. "I'm here to discuss our child's future, not our past." The bell above the door chimes. Brandon walks in, and for the first time in weeks, I feel truly powerful. Because I know something he doesn't. I'm not fighting for myself anymore. I'm fighting for us both. The bell above the door chimes. Brandon shuffles in, his charcoal suit, the one I bought him last Christmas, wrinkled at the elbows. Dark circles rim his eyes. He spots me and straightens his shoulders. Practiced smile already forming. "Camille." He strides toward me, hand extended toward my stomach. I had no idea. I raise my palm, stopping him cold. "Please sit." His rehearsed smile falters as he sinks into the chair across from me. A waitress approaches, but I shake my head. This won't take long enough for coffee. "You look." Brandon starts. "Let's discuss why we're here." I open the folder, decades of accounting precision evident in each tab and label. "I made a terrible mistake," the words tumble out. "These past months without you. Months you spent with Melinda." His face drains of color. "How did you—" "She left you." Not a question. "After discovering you lied about our relationship status." Brandon's hands twist in his lap. "I lost my job last week. The tech sector's unstable right now, and with the housing market." He glances at my stomach again. "Maybe this is a sign. We could try again for the baby's sake." A barista drops a mug behind the counter. The sharp crack of ceramic matches the snap in my voice. "I'm not here to discuss reconciliation." I slide the first document toward him. This is a co-parenting agreement. Child support calculations are on page 3, $450 monthly, based on your previous salary. "Camille, please." His voice cracks. "I'm staying with my brother right now. I can barely afford." "Your housing situation isn't my concern." The words come out steady, each syllable precise as a calculator key. "You chose to leave without discussion. I'm choosing to move forward the same way." His fingers drum against the table. You're being cold. I'm being practical. The visitation schedule starts at 2 hours twice weekly, supervised, for the first 3 months. I tap the relevant paragraph. Increasing gradually based on consistent participation. A couple at the next table whispers, their eyes darting between my visible pregnancy and Brandon's slumped shoulders. He notices too, his cheeks flushing. You've thought of everything, haven't you? Bitterness edges into his voice. The perfect accountant, with her perfect plans. Not everything. I rest my hand on my stomach. I didn't plan on single motherhood, but I'm adapting. The fight drains from his posture. He stares at the documents, reality sinking in. No more manipulative tactics, no more emotional leverage. Just black ink on white paper, spelling out his responsibilities in clear legal language. Review these with an attorney if you wish. I close the folder. I need your response in 2 weeks. And if I refuse? Then the court will decide. I gather my purse, every movement calm and controlled. Our relationship is now strictly co-parental. I won't discuss your personal problems or housing situation. Those are yours to solve. Brandon reaches for my arm as I stand. Was any of it real, these past 4 years? The question hangs between us like smoke. Through the window, I watch a young couple sharing a scone, their fingers intertwined on the table. Once, that was us. Once, I would have given anything to hear him ask me to try again. Goodbye, Brandon. I step away from the table. Have your attorney contact mine with your decision. The cafe door closes behind me with a gentle chime. Outside, the air carries the scent of approaching rain. I take a deep breath, hands steady on my steering wheel. Inside my wallet, June's ultrasound photo rests against my credit card's me, tangible reminder that sometimes endings are just beginnings in disguise. Thunder rumbles in the distance as I start my car. The morning's fear has evaporated, replaced by something stronger. Brandon thought he was writing the final chapter of our story that night. Instead, he only penned the prologue to my new one. 3 months later, the nursery walls catch August sunlight, transforming the fresh mint paint into liquid gold. I pause in the doorway, one hand pressed against my lower back, watching Mom arrange stuffed animals in the white wooden crib. Her silver hair glints as she fusses with a small giraffe, determined to make everything perfect. Leave something for the baby to mess up, I say, waddling to the rocking chair. At 8 months pregnant, every movement requires strategic planning. Mom straightens, hands on her hips. I just want everything ready for my grandbaby. Her Florida tan looks out of place against the soft Northern Carolina light. She flew up last week, turning my quiet apartment into a whirlwind of baby preparations and unsolicited advice. The co-parenting agreement sits in my desk drawer, Brandon's signature still crisp on the final page. He signed without argument 3 months ago, his usual confidence deflated after losing his job. The power shift still feels strange, like putting on a coat that's slightly too big, waiting to grow into it. Jillian and Marcy hosted the baby shower last weekend. No games, no frilly decorations, just good food and better company. Women from my support group came bearing practical gifts and hard-won wisdom. Brandon's mother sent a silver rattle but didn't attend. The empty chair felt more like relief than absence. Your father would have loved this room, Mom says softly, touching the Constellation mobile hanging above the crib. The words settle between us like falling leaves. Later that night, a sharp pain cuts through my moves. I grip the rocking chair arms, breathing through the contraction. They've been coming since dawn, each one stronger than the last. That's the 4th one in 20 minutes, Mom says, checking her watch. Should we call Jillian? Not yet. But another contraction answers for me, this one fierce enough to steal my voice. Mom's already dialing. Jilly, it's time. 15 minutes later, Jolia's in front of our home, ready to take me to the hospital. The world narrows to pain in motion. Jillian's pearl gray Subaru cutting through midnight streets. Mom's steady hand on my back. After arrival, the hospital's automatic doors are whispering open. Between contractions, I text Brandon not because I need him, but because the agreement requires it. Your mom and I have got you, Jillian whispers as another contraction peaks. Her fingers lace through mine, accepting the pressure without complaint. Just like college finals week, remember? 1 hour at a time. 18 hours blur past. The delivery room clock ticks in slow motion. My hair sticks to my neck. Mom wipes my face with cool clothes. Jillian feeds me ice chips. The nurses move with practiced efficiency, checking monitors and adjusting equipment. Brandon's in the waiting room, one mentions during a quiet moment. Should I update him? No. The word comes out sharper than intended. Just, not now. The pain builds to something impossible. The doctor's voice stays calm. One more push, Camille. Your daughter's almost here. I bear down, channeling every ounce of strength left in my body. A cry pierces the air, high and furious and perfect. Here she is, the doctor says. 6 pounds, 10 ounces of healthy baby girl. They place her on my chest, this tiny person who's been my secret ally these past months. Her face is scrunched and red, her dark hair plastered to her head. Hello, June Elizabeth, I whisper. We made it. Later, cleaned up and settled in the recovery room, I hear Brandon's voice in the hallway. The nurse catches my eye, questioning. I nod, letting her open the door. He stands awkwardly at the threshold, his suit wrinkled from hours in the waiting room. For a moment, I see him as June Will, this tall stranger, who shares her DNA but missed her first breath. Would you like to meet your daughter? My voice stays professional, the same tone I use in client meetings. He approaches the bassinet slowly, tears welling in his eyes. She's beautiful. The nurse can take a photo, I offer. For your mother. The picture captures our new reality Brandon, perched stiffly on the visitor's chair, holding June with uncertain hands. Me in the hospital bed, tired but composed. Connected by this perfect baby, separated by everything else. You can hold her, I say, when his eyes keep darting between us. But our relationship stays as agreed. A month passes in a blur of midnight feedings and diaper changes. Then Melinda appears at my door, clutching her purse like a shield. I'm sorry, she blurts before I can speak. He told me you'd broken up months ago. I never knew. She stops, seeing June asleep in my arms. The betrayal I expected to feel doesn't come. Instead, I recognize the shadows under her eyes, the defensive hunch of her shoulders. Would you like some tea? We sit at my kitchen table, June snuffling softly in her bassinet. Melinda's hands shake as she holds her mug. We dated in college, she says. He hasn't changed. Always looking for the next best thing, never satisfied with what he has. I'm not angry anymore, I realize as I say it. I forgive, but I don't forget. 6 weeks later, Brandon arrives for his first official visitation. I hand him the diaper bag, trying not to fix his awkward hold on June's car seat. Her schedule's in the front pocket. She likes the yellow pacifier best. I've got it, he says, but his eyes keep darting to the instructions I typed up. I watch them drive away, my heart racing until they turn the corner. Then I settle at my desk, logging into my first freelance client meeting of the day. The work-from-home transition wasn't easy, but June's college fund grows with each project I complete. His first child support payment arrives exactly on time. I record it in my spreadsheet, a small victory in the ledger of our new life. The nursery walls now hold photos of the women in my family, mom at my age, grandma in her nurse's uniform during the war, my aunts at various ages, a constellation of strength surrounding June as she sleeps. Each morning I carry her onto the balcony to watch the sun rise over the mountains. She waves her tiny fists at the changing colors, completely unaware of the storms that brought us here. I hold her close, breathing in her sweet baby smell, and whisper our truth. Sometimes the best things grow from broken ground. That quiet ritual on the balcony became our anchor. A daily reminder that even in the aftermath of chaos, we were still growing together, step by uncertain step. That's how a hole has passed. A year later, sunlight streams through the windows of my home office, catching the framed CPA license on the wall. Another client email pings me, 4th new account this month. I pause my typing to watch June wobble across the living room, her tiny fingers gripping the edge of the coffee table. Her determined expression mirrors the one I see in the mirror these days. Almost there, sweetheart, I call out, recognizing the fierce concentration in her furrowed brow. She releases the table, arms outstretched, and takes 3 tentative steps before plopping onto her bottom. Pride floods my chest as she giggles, undaunted. The apartment breathes differently now. Splashes of emerald and amber have replaced Brandon's preferred grays. My collection of vintage accounting books lines the shelves where his law school textbooks once stood. June's toys scatter across the floor in cheerful disarray, a sight that would have sent him reaching for the storage bins. A small chocolate cake sits on the kitchen counter, waiting for tonight. 1 candle, 1 wish, 1 quiet celebration of my 36th birthday. Last year's untouched cake and silver-wrapped betrayal feel like scenes from someone else's story. At the park one Sunday afternoon, Brandon appears exactly on schedule, designer diaper bag slung over his shoulder. She's had lunch. I say, handing over a sleepy June. The new sunscreen is in the front pocket. He nods, professional politeness masking the tension that never quite fades. I'll have her back by 4. His gaze lingers on the yoga mat tucked under my arm, a silent acknowledgement that my life continues beyond these scheduled exchanges. She loves the stuffed giraffe you got her, I offer. The words come easier now, like practicing a language until it becomes natural. We orbit each other in this careful dance of co-parenting, our voices measured, our boundaries clear as property lines. Later that week, Dr. Harrison scribbles notes during our monthly session. Your shoulders have changed, she observes, tapping her pen against the leather armrest. You're not bracing anymore. The tissue box sits untouched on the side table, unused for the past 3 visits. The single mothers group asked me to lead the financial planning workshop. I tell her. Apparently my spreadsheets are becoming famous. My mother's face fills the iPad screen during our Wednesday call, her Florida tan deeper than ever. June looks more like you every day, she says, beaming. Strong-willed, just like her mama. When Brandon's check arrives with a note offering extra money for June's new fall wardrobe, I send it back with a post-it. We're managing fine. The words carry no bitterness, just the simple truth of our new equation. The pediatrician's office smells of antiseptic and grape lollipops when David catches me after June's checkup. His brother, Dr. Mike, pretends to study June's chart with unusual intensity. Would you like to grab dinner sometime? David asks, his cardigan slightly rumpled, his smile genuine. No pressure, just food and station. I consider the question while gathering June's things. I'm a single mom, I say, watching his reaction. It's a package deal. I grew up in a blended family, he replies, straightening a framed photo of his nieces and nephews. Modern families come in all configurations nowadays. The lack of in his voice catches me off guard. The next day, after the office work was over, the cafe where I once faced Brandon feels different in the morning light. Jillian spreads financial projections across our usual corner table, her excitement bubbling over. With your client list growing, we could merge our practices by spring. A woman at the next table ends a phone call, her hands shaking as she sets down her phone. Our eyes meet, that universal recognition between women who know. I slide my therapist card onto her table as we leave, remembering how that first step felt. The following weekend, the late afternoon sun paints long shadows across the River Arts District as June and I make our final loop. Her stroller wheels bump against the uneven brick sidewalks, her happy babbles mixing with the sound of the French Broad River in the distance. I catch our reflection in a gallery window, my hair loose around my shoulders, June's arms waving at everything and nothing. The mountains rise behind us, ancient and unchanging. But we have changed, my daughter and I, in all the ways that matter. Brandon thought his letter would write my ending. Instead, it opened the first page of a story I never knew I had the courage to tell.